right, so how's the first full week of fall camp been for you?
Um, well, I say the first week, coming off a summer workout, getting that first break, before we start fall camp, just kind of get back in shape, football shape, trying to get things rolling, with me and J Hud. Just try to keep pushing ourselves every day. Every day we go out there, just try to make everyone in the room better. So, I mean, it's been great. We've been making plays, so just got to be consistent, and that's about it.
What was last year like for you, kind of dealing with that nagging injury and missing some time, and how does can you change anything going into this season to combat that ahead of time?
Um, really just staying with Steve and Ann and those type of guys, just being in the training room. My body is my key right now, so just staying on my body and you know, just staying on top of that, and that's about the biggest thing right there. Just being into the training room, and if I'm not hurting, still just trying to get some work done on my body, so I can be 100% for the next day of practice.
What are some of your personal goals for fall camp and also certain performances that you had last year and growth?
My personal goals for this year really just take one day at a time. Treat practice like it's a game. The things we do out there, is gonna translate to a game day. So I just try to treat it like it's a game. Even though we're going against some of my brothers and stuff like that. If I treat it like a game, I'm kind of making myself better and the person on the other side of the ball better. So just treating it like a game day.
Kevin's in the offseason talked about making it a priority to build the relationships with his receivers. How's your relationship grown with him on and off the field?
It's been great, especially from last year. We got a new group of receivers that came in. So it's been great, being in that relationship with Kev. Like just Thursday, our day is not kind of full. We planned on, just sitting down and going for a dinner, just to chill and, just to be around with our quarterback who's going to be throwing us the ball. So, with little things like that, just trying to, be together when we're not inside of the building, even though we here all day, the biggest thing outside of football, just try to be together and just do things outside of the football facility.
What have you seen from the freshmen so far, and what's it like for some of them to really have an opportunity to play this year?
Well, I've seen greatness from our freshman class. The ones that been here since spring, they've been coming along really fast. They've been making plays, and especially with me and J Hud, being the leaders in the room, and leading those guys the right way, and just leading by example, showing them how it should be done, and those guys, catching on and learning, doing the things that we would like them to do, just finishing catches, finishing the runs and stuff like that after contact, and just being a dog in the blocking game. So, I mean, our freshmen is going to be it's a good freshman group that we got.
Where do you feel like your game's going to take the biggest jump this year?
Really, just being downfield, contested catches, just being just using my body really, just be that big target, got long arms, long body, just being a big target for Kev and, just coming down with the ball really.